What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode. Hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and share the video. Hit the join button and become a member. Members get exclusive content. I'm gonna pick it up for y'all starting today, my good members, if I have any members left. Let's get into it. The riot that happened in Centinela State Prison, this transpired between the Bloods and the Crips. It had to have been 2021 or 2020. I was right there on the yard when it went down. I paroled from this yard, C Yard, Centinela, in 2022, April of 2022, April 19th to be exact. Next month, it'll be 2 years that I've been home free. Now, also hit the bell icon on my channel so that you'll get a notification every time I drop a video. I'm trying to pick it back up with my content, and once again, I want to thank everyone for your support and your faith in me. Let's continue to grow the channel, to grow the channel as well as we can. I will continue to do my part. Now, there was a Crip on the yard from Compton. Young fat dude. I never had faith in this dude. I never thought that he would really perform when the time called for it. But in prison, it's dangerous to underestimate anyone. So I never underestimated him, but I just wasn't sure. Oh, and by the way, I have a bump right here by my lip. So this is toothpaste that's on my lip. So I'm sure somebody will make a joke about it in the comments, but that's what that is. That's what that is, all right? That's toothpaste. You freaky people, don't come for me. All right, that's toothpaste. Old school, put the toothpaste on the bump, and the bump normally goes away. All right, that's what that is. Now, the dude from Compton, I wasn't sure about this guy. He used to joke a lot. He was a jokester. I used to rent him my phone, so I messed with him a little bit, and he was a young dude. He's on my Facebook right now. He's still, it's my friend on Facebook. He's still locked up. But this dude, man, so Tiny Smash from PDL, Pasadena, Denver Lane, was in the day room. He was a porter, which means he came out and used to sweep the tiers, you know, mop the day room and all of this. He was a tier tender, a porter. So Tiny Smash, he was about 25 years old, young dude. He used to work out, had a little size on him. Strong dude, a good dude, Tiny Smash, as far as I'm concerned. Now, he was in the day room with a few other Damus, which are Bloods. Damus stands for Bloods, for those who may not know. And Smash was on the phone in the day room, one of the collect call phones. They have two right there on each side of the day room, two for the blacks, two for the Southsiders. So people stand in line, or they may say, I got next on the phone. Normally they have a phone list, and who's ever next on the phone list, they go next. But sometimes we just run our own program, and we'll say, man, I got next, or I got next. So I guess the dude from Compton had next on the phone. And whatever, I get, however it happened, Smash, this is in building 5 on C Yard. I was right in my cell when this went down. Smash is on the phone. I don't know if the dude from Compton feel like he's taking too long on the phone, he got next, or whatever. He's telling Smash to get off the phone. Smash like, man, hold on, man, I'm right here talking. How you gonna disrespect me and tell me to get off the phone while I'm right here talking to my people, bro? Man, hold up. Dude from Compton, as I said, he likes to horseplay, likes to joke around a lot. Little fat dude, a big dude though, just not too much shorter than me, kind of stocky, but you know, chubby. And just like a big old kid though. He was young, 23, 24 years old, 22 maybe even. And he's playing with Smash, telling him to hang up the phone. But Smash don't find anything funny about this, because he's on the phone with his people. I had a similar situation before when I was in Avenal. I'm gonna have to get to that soon. Now, the dude from Compton, he walks up to Smash and hangs up the phone. He hangs up the phone while Smash on. He's like, man, it's my turn, man, on the phone. And he walk up and hang up the phone. Then like start laughing about it, like it's funny. I knew that was gonna go bad. Smash got off on him. Bing, 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 bing. Fired his shit up. The hell? You lost your mind. He fired him up. Dude from Compton, his celly is out there too. I like his celly. He used to wear glasses, young dark dude. He was cool, he was smooth. Quiet dude. I can tell if something went down, he would get down, certainly way before his celly. And so his celly's out there, and when something like that happens, when it's a race on race or an enemy group against another, again, your whole car must perform. Your whole car must join in. It's not going to be a head-up fade. Smash and the dude from Compton are not going to be to just go there and fight each other one-on-one. Every blood that's out there is going to get in, and every Crip that's out there is going to get involved. And that's precisely what happened. Smash got on the dude, and the Damus, the Bloods, they jumped in. They joined in, and they started getting on a few Crips that was out there. Now, really, at this juncture in the day room, the Bloods had the Crips outnumbered. And the dude from Compton, when the Bloods get on him and they get on his celly, he go up against the wall where the phone is at. He started yelling, man, they on my celly, because the police yelling, get down. The police start shooting in the day room. They start running in spraying mace. When the police come in spraying mace, the Damus, they haven't really got up. They still over there fighting. And so the Crips are too. But again, the Crips are pretty much outnumbered at this time in the day room, even though in the yard, it's way more Crips than it is Bloods. But at this time in the afternoon in the day room, it just happened to be more Bloods in the day room than it was Crips, just by a couple. It was maybe 7 or 8 Bloods, maybe 4 or 5 Crips at this time in the day room. And so the dude from Compton is over there yelling, man, they getting my celly, man, they beating up my celly, man. Get him, man, get him. He just like telling the police to get him or something. Man, you get him. You run over there, even though the police over there spraying mace, man, really, that's a poor excuse. You run over there and get involved. You started all of this. Now your celly over there they over there whooping your celly's ass. The Bloods over there whooping the celly's ass. Got him over there on the ground, and he over here against the wall yelling, talking about help, get him off my celly. Man, I never did, I knew it. Straight weenie, man, straight mark. I knew it, period, straight up. So that happens, and it was a Damu in the yard from Swan that's been locked up for over 30 years. I'm not gonna say his name right now because from my understanding, he transferred to CMC and he's trying to change his life. He's trying to get out of prison with his life sentence. The parole board keeps denying him or whatever. So he's trying to clean up his act. He's no longer calling shots. Basically, he's not associated, at least overtly, anymore. So I'm not going to say his name. But at this time, he was a shot caller on the yard for the Bloods. He had to talk with the Crips, with the head dude from Compton, and who was my boy. And they was about pretty much agreed to squash it, even though the Crips kind of got the short end of it because they were not as deep in the day room at that time as the Bloods. They wasn't going to flex their muscles and say, man, we're going to smash these dudes or nothing like that because they were deeper on the yard. They were just like, okay, we'll squash it. We understand what happened. This dude playing games, hung up the phone. He got off on them. The Damus had to follow suit. The Crips got involved. It ain't no big thing. We all black. It's all good. These sort of things happen. Little incidents happen. And then sometimes they're resolved and there are no repercussions behind it. It doesn't go any further sometimes. And for all intents and purposes, excuse me, this seemed like one of those situations. This seemed like one of those times where it was about to be over, it was resolved, it was about to be squashed. It was about to be squashed on the yard. They had talked to the administration, the head blood dude. He had juice there in Centinela. He told them, man, it's over. The fight is over. We're going to squash it or whatever. So we went on lockdown just for 2 or 3 days, and then they let us off lockdown because they told them that it was over. Sometimes the police know these situations are not over, and so they say, no, we still ain't going to let y'all off lockdown. Y'all saying it's over, but we don't believe that. Such and such happened. He got hit with a weapon. No, it's not over. But in some cases, they believe it, or they know that it's not over. But it's like, let them off lockdown, let them get it over with so we can resolve this issue. But in this case, the OG Damu told them it was over. It was about to be squashed. So they let us off lockdown. And I believe it was going to be squashed out there on the yard. So everybody came out the yard a few days later. The tension is there in the air, of course. Even though it's about to be resolved, there's still that tension because the Bloods had a Crip down there on the ground and was, beating him up a little bit. So that tension is still there. The Comptons are not happy about this, but it seems like they're gonna swallow it and say, okay, we'll go ahead and let it go instead of escalating it. However, you never know what's gonna happen in prison. That's why you always have to be prepared. Even though it's supposed to be squashed and it seems like it's on the up and up, anything can happen because the tension is still there. The tension is tangible. It's palpable. You can touch it. You can feel it in the air as soon as you come to the yard. Everybody's looking at each other. And even though the word is out that for nobody to do anything, for nobody to go up, sorry about that, y'all. My phone was ringing, and I think that if I'm trying to talk while the phone is ringing, y'all won't be able to hear me, so I had to stop talking for a minute, working with my phone. So the tension is palpable. And so if y'all even so much as look at each other, it can go up, even though it's supposed to be resolved. And that's exactly what happened. I'm over there on the pull-up bars. Everybody tell you that's exactly where I was at. And China Doll from Blackstone, Black P Stone, was right there. Young, dark, skinny dude. But he was strong. He was a rider. I like China Doll. I like his politics, bro. A good dude. Bully from West Boulevard was right there. He just happened to be right there on the bars as well. Now, again, this riot in the day room just happened a few days prior. Out here, this is the first time we're out on yard since the riot in the day room. And they're just supposed to come out, the Bloods and the Crips, talk this over and resolve it. This is the word. And this is what it seemed like it's about to be. But right there at the pull-up bars, China Doll and Bully, well, they knew each other. Pretty much from the streets, they're arch enemies. And China Doll, he told me that he knew Bully from the streets, told me a few things or whatever, how he felt about the guy. But they had never said anything to each other on the yard. Everything was cool on the yard, because you can't necessarily bring your street politics to prison with you. You have other people that you have to be held accountable to in prison. You have a whole car that you're responsible for and that is responsible for you. So you can't bring your personal issues with a different gang necessarily into the prison. So they had never said anything to each other. But all of a sudden, right here on the pull-up bar, and I'm right here doing my workout, and China Doll, he asked Bully, he said, man, where you from? He know where he from. And Bully said, man, I'm Bully from West Side Boulevard. He said it just like that, bro. I'm talking immediately. He turned around and said, I'm Bully from West Side Boulevard. Ooh. And China Doll said, no, I'm China Doll. And they both took off on each other at the same time. I don't know who, they both swung at the same time, bro. He said, I'm China Doll from Black Sun. And they started swinging on each other. That was it. And it went up on the whole yard. There's a gate in Centinela on the 4 yard and C yard they don't have this gate on B yard, they have it on C yard that separates the buildings. 1, 2, and 3 building, then there's a gate, they have their side of the yard, and then 4 and 5 building has this side of the yard. And the gate separates us. So on this side of the yard it went up, And on this side of the yard, it went up with the Bloods and the Crips. They start squabbling on the yard. All the Bloods and the Crips. KS from 9 Deuce Hoover, his stupid ass, Dan Quee, he get involved. He started helping the Crips fight the Bloods. Later on, the OG Blood told me and told the rest of the homies, I've never seen the Hoovers jump in with the Crips and fight the Bloods. What's going on? KS said he didn't know any better, that he thought that's what he was supposed to do because he thought he was helping the gangsters. He was helping the troubled gangsters who we are allies with. And they are Crips, so they got involved on the Crips side and was fighting the Bloods. KS said, man, I just was helping the troubles. No, man, you was helping the Crips fight the Bloods. That's how the Bloods gonna look at it. I didn't do nothing. I didn't get involved. I'm not a Crip. I'm not a Blood. I'm not about to help the Crips fight the Bloods. It ain't happening. I didn't get involved. And I wasn't supposed to get involved, and no Hoovers was supposed to get involved. Nobody gets involved on our issues. We on our own. We the most hated gang in the world. But this dude got involved. And so the Crips really outnumbered the Bloods, but the Bloods held their own in that riot. They was fighting back. Nobody ran, nothing like that. And, the Crips didn't overdo it. They didn't try to, they didn't try to smash them like that, even though they were, as I said, way thicker than them on the yard. And the Bloods wasn't necessarily going for that anyway. They had some strong Bloods there on the yard. Bullwinkle and them was there. It's some strong dudes there, bro. And so it went down. And then after that, we went on lockdown for a little while, and they came and got China Dog off the yard. The police did, before they let us off a lockdown. I guess they caught wind that he was the one that got involved initially. It was the pull-up bars are right by the gun tower, so you pretty much saw what had happened, where it kicked off at. So perhaps they assumed that he had kicked it off or whatever. They came and got him. And once they came and got him, and they came and got Bully off the yard as well, that pretty much ended everything. Because that's how I kicked it off the second time right there on the yard. Between those two, that's when it really went up right there on the yard. Once they came and got them off of the yard, that resolved everything. They ended up resolving it, and that was the end of it. But it did go up, and it started in the day room a few days prior when Smash got on the fat boy from Compton for hanging up the phone in his face. Things that you just don't do in prison. You always have to show respect and stop horsing around, playing around, and thinking everything's a game and that everybody's in the mood to play. That's how I got my tooth knocked back in YA, playing with the boy Doves. At the time, he wasn't ready to play. Everything's not a game in there. And sometimes you have to take things very seriously. So the best remedy, the best thing to do is to stay out of there. It's all that tension, there's all that violence, there's all that fighting, dodging knives, gotta use knives. For what? Stay free, people, is the goal. Be successful while here on the street. Damn prison and damn these damn riots. We want freedom, and we want to live a successful, healthy life. Health is wealth. That's what's most important, that you're healthy, strong, and that you have strong character, that you're loyal, and that you're a man or woman of your word. So stay free, do what's right, and don't go inside of that place. Because if you do, it's hell. There's tension everywhere between the races, between the gangs, between the factions. Oh my goodness. It's one thing after another. And it can kick off over anything. Smashing coming to the day room looking to get into a riot. He was just on the phone trying to talk to his people. This dude over here playing these games. Now he got to get in trouble, go to the hole, get write-ups, when he just was coming out trying to talk to his girl on the phone. But you can just come out trying to talk to your people on the phone, and something like this happens, you don't know what's going to happen. You have to always be prepared, and even though you're trying to do the right thing, you have to worry about someone else doing the wrong thing. So you have to pay for someone else's foolishness. You're not necessarily just responsible for yourself when you're behind those walls. That's why the best thing for you to do, for all of us to do, is to stay free, people. Be back at y'all soon with some more good content. Stay free, people.